Hey, what's up you guys? It's Faye Moon, and today on my channel I'm going to show you how I did this makeup look. Sorry for my hair. I got out of the shower and it's still kind of wet. So I get a lot of requests about how I do my makeup and like what palettes I use, what brushes I use, and all that. So I'm definitely not a professional. This is just how I do my makeup, and I get a lot of requests about how I do it. So I thought I'd show you guys and give you like a little bit more in depth of what I do, what I use, and all of that jazz. So if you're interested, keep watching and let's go. What I do is I start with eyeshadow first. So I always do an eye primer. Today I'm using the Smashbox under eye primer, so it's like for your under eyes, but I'm gonna put them on top as well. I just put a little bit on my finger and then just dab it in. I'm taking my Modern Renaissance palette and I'm going to be using just like a fluffy blending brush like so. It has a tapered kind of end. This is from Makeup Forever. I'm taking this nude shade, Golden Orchard, and I'm just going to put it all over my eye, in my crease, and on my lid. I like it just as a base for everything. So once I do that, I'm going to take my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. This is probably my favorite palette because I like to wear a lot of pinky, orange, summery shades all year round. So I'm taking these two pink shades. I'm taking Candied Peach and Just Peachy, and I'm going to put them in my crease. And I'm going to take Just Peachy, the top one, and blend it into like the more middle part. Okay, so once I do that, I'm going to go in with Modern Renaissance again, and I'm going to take Burnt Orange, the shade right here, and I'm going to blend that into my crease as well, but mostly stay in the outer edge. And we're going to add this shade, realgar, don't know. And we're just gonna take a little bit. It's like bright orange, guys. So I like to keep it more in the middle just because it will make the darker shades look kind of muddy. So for my outer color, my outer crease color, I'm going in with Modern Renaissance again, and I'm going to take Antique Bronze, this one right here, and just put it on my outer V. So next I'm going to take a flat brush. This brush came in my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. So I'm going to do my kind of my outer lid, not my outer crease, doing the lid part. And I think I'm going to go in with Love Letter, that shade right there. It's like pinky purple. I'm going to go a bit extra today as I do. So I'm just taking some on my brush, like you see how bright that is, right? And I'm just gonna pat it on the outer half of my eye. The important part is to know that it's only on the outer half of my eye, not the whole lid. And now I'm thinking I'm gonna go in back with my fluffy blending brush, kind of just blend out the excess from the other colors. And I'm going to take Cyprus Umber, the darkest shade in the Modern Renaissance palette, and do one last kind of like outer V shade, really darken it up. Okay, now that's done. Take your flat brush again. I'm just gonna clean off the excess. And now I'm going to go in with, back to my Sweet Peach palette. I'm taking Peaches and Cream, one of my favorite shades in this palette. You can really tell it's like largely indented. And I'm going to go in on my inner part of the lid. And I'm just gonna meet it with the Love Letter shade, that really pink shade. Okay, and now I'm going to blend the two lid colors together because it looks very like straight line, and you don't want that. So I'm going to take the fluffy side of this brush, take your blending brush, and just blend the two together so it's not as harsh of a transition. So that's basically it. I'm going to go in with a shimmer shade now on my lid. This is pretty matte. I really like shimmer shade, so if you like a matte look, leave it here, leave it as is. But if you're like me, I'm gonna go a little bit extra. So I'm taking my Fenty Beauty Glitter Galaxy eyeshadow palette. Okay, so I'm going in with this gold shade right here. It's really, really nice, guys. And I'm gonna take this same flat brush. What you want to do is, with really glittery shades, you need to wet it. So I have just a bottle of water for wetting my brushes like this, and I'm just gonna spray it on the brush like so, and just get it wet and like let it set a little. And then I'm gonna go in and just tap on that gold shade, and I'm gonna place it in the center of my lid. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take my pinky, and for a little bit like more intense, I'm gonna swipe it on the center as well. So I'm gonna take the flat brush again and wet it for the other side. Just do a little spritz. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with my pinky on this side. So what I do next is I take a makeup wipe. You can use a Q-tip, makeup remover, whatever you have, and just wipe away the excess fallout. So next I would do eyeliner, and what I use is gel liner. It's Bobbi Brown with the gel liner brush by Bobbi Brown as well. Normally what I do is, a lot of people start with their wing first and then go in, but that really stresses me out. So I actually line my eyelid first and then I go in with the wing, and you're gonna see I will mess it up. They won't be even, but sometimes I really don't care, because when you put your lashes on, it's like people really can't tell if they're even or not unless it's like really, really bad, but the lashes hide that. So that's why if it's like not perfect, it really doesn't bother me. So what I do is I get my brush with some liner on it, just dip it in, and then I line my lid first. Okay, now I'm gonna do the wing because I'm a little more prepared. This part I'm literally so bad at. I've been doing my makeup for a really long time now and I'm still like not the best. And I just create a little wing and I use my eyeshadow as a guide. Now I'm gonna darken it because I like to go really light, not press too hard in case I mess it up. So yeah, I would say that's done. Now the tricky part for me is making them both look similar. So I do the same thing, put some more on my brush, and I'm just gonna line my lid first. Now that that's darkened up and it looks fairly similar to the thickness of this one, I'm gonna go in and do my wing. No pressure. The trick is to start light. Like, don't go really hard and aggressive in, because like chances are you're gonna make a mistake, and the lighter you do it, the easier it is to fix. Okay, now they're pretty much even, so I'm gonna stop there before I do anything else to mess it up. So I'm using the Goof Proof eyebrow pencil by Benefit. So normally what I do is I just brush out my brow, get it nice and prepped, and then I take the pencil side and I just kind of draw a really light stroke on the arch and then fill in that middle and then kind of fill out the arch at the top. And I slowly fill it in with really light strokes. Then I've created a little bit of a tail. And then I'm gonna extend it a little bit more so it meets with my eyeliner. But so once I do the kind of the tail part, I go back to the front and I just fill in the underneath, make a nice line and connect it to the middle. And then if I go a little too harsh, which sometimes I do, I blend it up and keep doing that and just brush it up, and then I do the little top, and then that's it for that brow. So I do the same thing. So normally what I do next is I fill it in with powder. So I take an eyeshadow brush. I actually use a eyeshadow palette for my eyebrow powder. So I really like this Triple Fudge shade from the Chocolate Bar palette by Too Faced. And I just fill it into my brows because I think it matches really nice. Just tap a little on my brush. Then I blend it all the way through. A lot of people only do the front half of their brow, but I pull it all the way through. Okay, and then that's done. And lastly, for my brows, I take this brow gel by Makeup Forever. So what I do is I take the finer side and I actually brush it back. So, and then after that, I just brush them back down. And then I take the longer side and I mainly focus on just like lifting it up. I'm taking my Hangover primer by Too Faced. So I just put one pump on my finger and I just dab it everywhere. And you can just rub this in, you could use a beauty blender. I use a brush. This is a foundation brush that I got in a kit of brushes as a gift, but I use my beauty blender for foundation. So I just blend this all in to my skin with. After that, I'm going to be taking my foundation. It's Makeup Forever. It's their stick foundation, and I think it's almost a year old. Like, it's lasted me a really long time, and I just use my beauty blender. So what I'm gonna do is just apply it to all the centers of my face. So apply it to my forehead, apply it to my nose, apply it to my chin, and a little bit on each side here. And it's like not very even, obviously. I look really psycho, but I start at the nose and I blend it out. So then next what I would do is I would do a line on my cheek and a line on my cheek. I have a little bit of a breakout here, so I'm just going to dab a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm going to blend this part out. And then all that's left is these parts of my forehead, the outer halves. I just put a little swipe right above kind of the arch of the brow, and I blend that down and out into my hairline. Next, I'm taking my concealer. It's also from Makeup Forever. It's full coverage. I've had this for almost a year as well. I bought it at the same time as this foundation, and it's my go-to. It's great. It really covers things up well. So I have a lot of red spots and areas, and I do my under eyes a little bit. And I just dab those in with my beauty blender. And then once that's done, we're basically almost done, guys. I like to do my blush next. So I'm taking this Tarte blush. It's called Party. It's just a tester size. And I'm taking my blush brush, and I'm just gonna kind of dab it in like so. So once that's done, next I contour. And for my contour shade, I am using their medium deep bronzer shade. This is Too Faced. I got it as like one of your Sephora points things. So I take this brush. This isn't really a contour brush. I think it's actually a blush brush, but I really like the way it contours, so I use it. And this is a quote brush. Yeah. So I'm just gonna dab a little in and then get my brush covered. Have like a natural contour, you can kind of see it, and I just follow that. To give myself a nice warm shade look, I also contour my forehead. I put this bronzer on my forehead and under my jaw. So one of the last things we're doing is highlighter. I get a lot of compliments on my glow, and the trick is I use two separate things. So I use Benefit's Girl Meets Pearl, but it's really great for building. So it's a liquid highlighter. It's liquid pearl, and it's like this. And you just twist it, and then a little bit comes out. I dab it on my face, on each side at my high points. And then I take my Makeup Forever contour and highlight brush. I use this one for just highlight, and I blend that in. Then I take a small concealer brush and I just dab a little that's left over and put it underneath my brow bone. And then after that, now we go in with the really pigmented, this is their loose powder highlight. This is Makeup Forever. I love Makeup Forever, obviously, and it's really pigmented, so it just takes a little. I go in with the same brush and I open it, and usually I get a little into the lid. So that is how it looks. It looks white, but I'm gonna put it on my face and it's gonna come out really gold. And then if whatever's left over on that brush, I just pop it into the inner corners. I use Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, the O2. So what I do is I just do a T, and then an X, and then spray any extra areas that I really want to last. And that's good. Okay, so for my lashes, I am using, these are from shishilash.com. These have been used so much. Probably like, I don't know, it feels like 100 times, but I have a lot of pairs of this lash specifically. They're my favorite. They're my go-to signature lash. Like majority of the time when I'm wearing lashes, I'm wearing this pair most. They're called the Angela lashes, and they're from shishilash.com. So what I do to apply my lashes is I use the Duo lash glue, dry clear, not dry black. So normally what I do is I take Duo lash glue and I put just a little bit on a Q-tip. This is kind of a lot, but I take the Q-tip and then I take my eyelash and I hold it with the tweezers and I just lightly line it. Let this dry now that it's applied. I just did a really thin layer. You can see, don't want it to be too thick. And now I'm going to apply it to my eye. One end with my fingers and then one end with the tweezers. And I put it on and I place it on the center. And right now it looks really wild. So right now I'm just sticking on the bottom half. And then I'm going in and sticking it to the corner and pressing it down. And then I do the same thing with this eye. Hold it with my tweezers, lightly line it with the glue. Now it's ready. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, my lashes are done. And your look is basically done, but lastly, I'm doing lipstick. I found this shade. It's Set Sail. I really love this lipstick. The packaging is really beautiful. Gold and like this marble watercolor, and it's a really nice pink nude shade. So yeah, that's my look. So yeah, this was my makeup tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, like it, comment, subscribe, comment what other kind of makeup tutorials you'd like to see. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!